something to do it. Very calming and
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the letter Dalet. When you have Dalet in your name, you have the ability to be organizer. You like to organize. You show authority. You're very determined for your decisions. You know how to make a decision and stand by it. Very patient. Uh, Determined. She have the ability to plan. Again, leadership, very courage, happy person. She like cleanness. Everything by her to be clean. She understand very much and very wise. So everybody will have a Dalet in his name, even if especially the first one. Okay, so this is your content. Actually, this is the talent that you have. Now, if it goes to the wrong side, so she always, or he or she, they don't feel good about themselves. They always feel that the other one is much better, not stable. They become very stubborn for no reason even, and very difficult to forget and to forgive. Okay, so that's Dalit. So let's repeat it again, right? Organizer, she is very good, showing authority, determined, she knows what she wants, patient, very going forward, she has, as we says, a mass meet, dedicated. She is a very good planner. She's a very good leader. Courage, happy, cleanness, understanding, and cleverness.
wow.
Whoever have Hey in his name, Hey. The ladies, if they know how to name, they have Heys.
Is Hadassah with a hay or head?
Hadassah is with a Hey. Two Heys actually. It starts with a A and it ends with a A.
You mean hey at the end or at the beginning? Doesn't matter.
Whoever have Hey in his name.
Yes. Okay.
So the ladies have a big advantage on this. So whoever have Hey is very pleasant person. he has gmishut,
Flexibility.
flexibility. He shows royalty. And she knows how to connect to the society.
Well, that shows loyalty or royalty.
Royalty with the R,
Thank you.
American R.
Thank you.
And she's very kind of not lazy. She always needs action. She's a very interesting person, very interesting. He or she. And they have a special way to look at situation. You know, she sees things that usually people don't see. She like independence and freedom. That's what she is, or he is. So it's very good to have Hey in your name. If it goes to the wrong side, oy vavoy. She is gonna be gossiping all day long. Lashon hara. She cannot stop talking. She's very, soft, but already over soft. You can. It's very scattered. Her brain is very all over the place. She has a balagan. He or she have a balagan in the head.
No peace of mind.
So if you're not educated, you're not going to understand it.
Whatever he or she touches, it will never end. Mefuzar, we saying in Hebrew, mefuzar meaning scattered. Irresponsible.
Meaning like they're all over the place?
All over the place, yes. Yeah, but all over the place, but not accomplishing anything.
Right. Okay.
Rabbi, I'm sorry, I just joined in. Did I miss David?
You so talented.
He missed it.
Oh, please, Rabbi.
Why did you miss? Why?
Because I'm working. I'm in a city. I'm working. I'm still in the middle of something.
Daled was sent in the chat. It's
Yes,
there.
Okay.
God bless Tamara. God bless you, Tamara. John.
God bless. So, Rabbi, did we
pleasure.
do David yet?
You can read it. No, even I can read it now. Okay, very good.
רבא, השתכללת, אני רואה, רבא.
Don't you see I'm playing with
השתכללת, אתה עוד מעט תעבור את כולם במחשבים.
I don't know what to do.
This is not my department בכלל. I'm a total
You're improving.
Okay. I'm trying my best. So now, this hey is irresponsibility, not responsible, meaning he or she can even forget that their kids finished the school. Half an hour Later, she can get a call from the school and say, oh, I forgot. What you forgot? That's when,
Terrible.
yeah, that's when it goes to the wrong side, to the wrong side.
So would that also be negligence, Rabbi?
No, no.
Like neglecting?
Yeah. No. Then the negligence is coming from somewhere. It's coming because you scattered.
Right. And the irresponsibility part also,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're irresponsible.
It's a combination.
Right.
And
Thank you.
very lightheaded. Not serious.
קלות דעת, כבוד הרב?
קלות דעת, בדיוק. Yeah.
Rav, if you spelled your name wrong the whole time in Hebrew, like growing up, and then you find out that you misspelled your name, you used a new name?
That's your name.
No, like I always thought my name had a hey, but then somebody told me it's really an aleph in
What
the
is
name.
your name?
Shayna. So I thought it ended with a hey. But on my ktuba, they wrote for me with an aleph in the end.
Yeah, because it's not a Jewish name. It's an Ashkenaz name.
Yeah, I am Ashkenaz.
Oh, you're Ashkenaz.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
So it's spelled with an aleph in the end. Then.
Yeah, yeah. Every name that is not a Jew, we ended up with Aleph.
And can I ask you one more name for my son? The name
now-
Zelig.
No,
Does that have
no.
a yud?
What?
The name Zelig, does that have a yud?
Zelig has a Yud and is not a Jewish name. It's a Yiddish name.
Yeah, he's named after Yiddish people too.
Okay.
Okay, with the yud. Thank you.
So you have your names and we have our names. You know, also you have from Western
Carpathian.
Europe, and we have it from the east. Uzbekistan is
We have
if
from
you-
Carpathians.
if you
Carpathian.
Iranian, בכלל, why? Over there is Abdallah, I don't know, all kind of. Okay, but we spoke about it already. Okay, so let's go to Vav. Vav, no names, I think, start with Vav. But Vav have its new name. So, if you have Vav in your name, you a thinker, but not only a thinker, you're thinking what to do. Some people, they start thinking, you know, what if, you know, they grinding all the time. But this one will think, what can I do in order to improve? So she's thinking all the time. Responsible person. Organized, and very neat. Very dedicated to the family, friendly, very pleasant person, full of self-confidence. You can trust this person, and very balanced.
You can?
You can trust this person very much. He is trustworthy, and is very balanced. He's not not a radical one. If it goes to the other side, so he'll use all this just to sabotage. He'll be stubborn, full of desires for this world. He'll wind up in the psychiatry couch as depressed. And they're going to be, if you know what it means, nudnik. Do you know what a nudnik is?
Have been
Somebody who's annoying?
Oh my God.
Very annoying because
Complainer.
nudging you all day long.
כבוד הרב, אליהו has a vav at the end, right? אליהו.
Eliyahu is a verb, yes.
So does it count even though this is the fifth letter?
Eliyahu is good. You know why? He is a nudnik. He's coming and said, why don't you do tshuva already?
Yeah, but yesterday you said the first three letters, right?
Yeah, but now we're talking about each letter, what it contains.
So it counts, right? Even though it's the last letter, it still counts?
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, you have to know what each letter means. Then we'll go to the package one. If it's Aleph and a Gimel, right? Let's say that your name is, for example, Rivka. So you're starting with a Resh. Later on, we'll see what Resh have, what Bet have, what the Kuf have, and the A is an extra credit, but we know already what inside, but in much less power because it's at the end. But if your name is Leah, so this is already number 3. If your name is Adasa, it starts with a A and it ends with the A. You have to know always the combinations.
Thank you.
Okay?
Rabbi, it can go negative only if you're not connected to Hashem.
Yes. So now you know where the problems are coming. Meaning Hashem sent you a child with so much talent. Can we say, at least now we will know? We'll write things down and we know this child that Hashem sent me as a gift. This is what he has inside. Now your job is how to bring this child to his full potential. What are you going to do? Imagine your husband is like that. Or your wife is having a name. What she is content inside. What talent does she have? Okay. And how to channel it to the right direction. So the only thing to direct a child to the right direction is only the Torah. Nothing else will do it. You can threaten a child, punish him, do whatever you want. It's not going to help. Because if you have a talent you're not bringing out with punishments. או
שמת את הדקות אתמול?
מה?
I'm sorry.
Okay. So now, we have a job. We as a parents, we have a job. Our parents did not know that. Our parents did not know that. We are all survivors. Actually, we all self-made. We all self-made. Hashem Be'emet protected us. He said he knew that we don't know. Now, from now on, you cannot say, I don't know.
Why are you looking over there and then tell me what?
Yes, you know.
Can you guys please mute?
But on this, you're going to come back to me with 7. That'd be okay with.
Okay.
We don't have to hear all these, I don't know. Okay. What's going on? Okay. So now, every kid is a good kid. The question is, we as parents, are we good? Did we bring our child to his full potential? I don't know. Now we'll see. At least now you know what you have in your hands. Let's go to the letter Zayin. Zahava, Zecharia, Zvulun, and what else we have in Zayin?
רבי, זינה זה שם יהודי או לא?
No.
מה שקוראים לה, כתבו לה בכתוב, שרה זינה, אני לא יודעת איך יקראו לה בדיוק, שרה או זינה.
מה זאת אומרת?
בגלל זו חברה שלי, יש לה שתי שמות, בגלל ששם של סבתא שלה קראו לה שרה, ואימא שלה קוראת לה זינה, היא נקראת זינה, במקום שרה.
השם שלה שרה.
לא הבנתי.
To call her שרה.
כל המסמכים שלה עומדים שם זינה, לא שרה.
That's fine, that's okay. All the papers, the passport, this is
ואיך אנחנו נקרא לה? זינה בכלל או שרה?
שרה, שרה.
שרה? אוקיי, תודה רבה.
Okay. Now, what names we have in Zayin?
Zohar.
Zava.
One second. Yod? Yod לא בעיה.
זוהר, כבוד הרב.
זיווה.
Zacharia.
I said already.
Doesn't Zina fall under Zilpa?
Zilpa. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the letter Zayin. What he has inside. Always likes new things. If it's a lady, the husband has to know where he's heading to. She needs all the time new excitement. Change my kitchen. I have to change my shoes. I have to change this. And sometimes even she wants to change her nose and she wants to change her face, facelift, this lift, right? She wants changes. And she likes something new stuff. She always has to be in action. Adventures. They have a very good imagination. Very creative. מקורי, איך אומרים?
Original.
Original. Very good. Disciplined. Very disciplined. And very clean. Very clean. This is the letter Zain. Now, if it goes to the wrong side, here we go. Not stable. Everything that you give her or him says, piece of garbage.
Unappreciated?
Unappreciated.
מזלזלת כאילו.
מזלזל, בדיוק.
Mm.
Stubbornness and a person that have no feelings. If you tell him that someone is sick and they say, what's the big deal? That's life. Deal with that. Other people say, oh, מה קרה, באמת, this is the what happened. If it goes to the wrong side. Okay, so all the good qualities that this letter have, you pack it up and it goes here and it shows you a person. Well, and that's not he came to the world for. Everybody came to the world just to do good. Now, if we want our child to do good for himself or the people, to be a mensch, will Hashem will equip him with the right character, yes or no?
Yeah, of course he's going to give him the ability, but we have to know how to use it and direct it in the right way.
So every child has the ability.
We just have to know how to channel it, like Robert says. We shouldn't see it as an attack, but we should see it as a potential.
So usually if you have a child that he cannot sit in one place, he needs, and he is, as we call it, a difficult child. Why is it?
Rambunctious.
Because this child has so much to offer and he cannot bring himself to potential. So all the good is going to the bad side. And then he becomes a child, drive everybody crazy.
Yeah, but Rabbi, when a newborn, like he become like a year or 2, 3 years old, he doesn't know how to behave, how to act, but still he has
So that's a child. What do you expect from a child? To sit with a
but
bow
it
tie
comes from there.
and
It
read
comes from there, and it's building the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something.
So Rabbi, when do
Let me tell you something. I had a friend, not a friend, he was much older than I am, but very, very good friends. His height was his mind he told me that he was in the yeshiva, they threw him out. Why? He was a troublemaker. So bad, I think I told you. One day he brought a sheep, and he put it in the Aron Kodesh. They opening the ark, they opening the door of the ark, pitom, they say, meh, meh. The
He
whole
thought
yeshiva there, and I was looking at them, I told them, that's what you did? I thought that I was bad. I see that I was next to you. So what did they do to you? He says, right away they knew it's me. The principal called me and say, you expelled from the yeshiva. No? What do you think he did? What do you think he did? He said, you want to expel me from the yeshiva? Okay. I'm going to take you to Din Torah. I'm going to go to the Dayan of the city. You will sign me a paper that you're going to expel me from the yeshiva. And what happened to me and to my children and to my grandchildren, you are responsible. You see how smart he is?
This boy is too smart.
Yes.
How old he was, Rabbi?
Huh? He said he was 11 years old.
Wow.
He said to the principal, I'm taking you to the Torah. And he went to the Dayan. He knocked on his door. He said, that's what they want to do to me. The Dayan called the principal and says, what are you trying to do? He said, this child is too much for us.
What was his name?
Yaakov.
Odorah,
Ah,
you were saying this story right now, and before you started, I wanted to tell you that my nephew was like that. So my sister had to change school for him to get adjusted because he was a very smart boy in the Torah and everything, but like he had a little temper and he couldn't get along, and the rabbis were not willing to work with him, and they were expelling him. And now he's in the biggest yeshiva in Israel, studying in the Kollel, and he's a big Talmid Chacham.
absolutely.
So they were not giving him a chance. That was, very sad.
These boys are my department. I love them. You give me a bunch of trouble. The biggest troublemakers that you have, I will enjoy every second with them.
You have to take the good from the bad, absolutely.
Why? Why?
Because they have a
Not everybody knows how to challenge them.
Absolutely, Rabbi.
As I told you before, every person have a bad side and they have a good side. The kunst is to bring out the good side, and
no, it's not the way.
Will go away mimele. But we are so good to bringing the bad. We're excellent.
Yeah, but unfortunately, all the yeshivot, they're choosing only the best students, the good students, and it's not a point. Unfortunately, all the Ashkenaz schools, I'm sorry, Rabbi, they're taking the good and best students, and they're not looking at our Sephardi boys, unfortunately, and it's not the way how it's supposed to be. They look at us like, I'm sorry,
Okay.
like
Let's get off this topic because I don't like it, because it's a big topic. There is side to here and side over there. I just brought it as a side point.
What happened to the boy, Rav? Did he ended
This
up
boy,
going?
the Dayan called the principal and told him, "Are you ready to sign a paper over here that if his kids will be off the derech and he will get off the derech, are you having responsibility? Yes or no?" He said, "No, I cannot take this responsibility." So he told him the psak is he's going back to the yeshiva. He's going back to yeshiva. And he said, I went back to the yeshiva, and from that day on, I became the superstar of the yeshiva.
Wow, amazing story.
And he was behemet a superstar. Sense of humor, he will put you on the floor. He took his height. He made a joke out of it. Could you believe it?
Kol hakavod.
He told me, I'll tell you 2 jokes just to calm you down. How much he has confidence in himself. He told me, one night I woke up and I see that my feet are outside the bed. So I woke up my rabbits and I said, it's a nest. It's a miracle. She said, what's the matter with you? It's 2:00 in the morning. He says, I became taller. You see, my feet are outside the bed. She told him, Yankele, you're sleeping on the width of the bed.
Funny.
You're not sleeping on the length. You're sleeping on the width. That's why you.
So funny.
I was on the floor.
Sorry, Rabbi.
So now he told me once I gave a shiur, he had every Thursday before Shabbat, he gave a shiur to people, men and ladies. He says the place was packed because everybody knew he's a joker. He'll tell them the joke and everything else. He was that small, I'm telling you. Yeah, like, no.
Gamad.
לא, גמר אבל. Now, he said, about Haimoff, I was talking, I see no reaction. What shall I do? He said something came into my mind. I got up on the chair, and from the chair, I stood on the table, on the desk, and I said, okay, now we can talk. Everybody says, why the Rav is on the desk? So he said, I'm too short. So I think when I'm talking, my words going into your stomach. It doesn't reach your ears. Now I'm standing on the desk. Now you're going to hear me. He said everybody was on the floor. He said from that moment on, I got the crowd in my pocket. Meaning he took his height, and he made a joke out of it, Such a person you never see. to show you that every person have a good side and a bad side. He told me if I will be in a bad side, who knows? Who knows? I told him what would happen Be'emet if they're going to expel you from the yeshiva. He said, I don't want even to think about it. And he was right. Let's go to Chet.
Wait, Rabbi,
Chaim,
before we continue, can I ask you a question?
no,
When do you start to instill these qualities into your child, or what age of a child do you look for these type of positives or negatives and that you start to work on? What age would that fall under?
you'll see
Because
it now.
you said 3 too young.
Now you see it very clearly in every child that I told you. Until now, I think I was not too far away from the truth.
No, but I mean, like, do you start to notice that at age 2, age 3, when do you look for these qualities in a child to know what you have to work on?
When can you start to, to interact with other kids and everything else? That's the time. Then you'll see.
Thank you.
Now, don't forget, every character that you see, you can turn it to the other side.
Right.
Which is a job. I didn't say it's easy. I didn't say that.
Needs a lot of knowledge, Rabbi.
Yeah, it needs a lot of that, and the parents have to be as a unit, and they have to work together, not going one against the other, which is terrible, terrible, terrible mistake. Terrible. So let's go to Chet. Let's move forward. Chet, many names have Chet, right? Hannah, Chaim, Yitzchak. There's names. Number Chet, the letter Chet.
מה זה אומר חנה, רבי?
One second.
חדווה.
Chedva. Now,
Rachel.
Rachel, very much active. Not lazy at all. Not lazy. Fast. Very smart, very, very clever. Independent. Homey style. Homey child. He likes home. Don't send them to yeshiva out of town. No. He likes the house. Sensitive. Shrewd. His mind. And very smart. Sharpshooter. As we say, he's a sharpshooter. What a quality, this child. Oh, wow, 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 wow. But if it goes to the wrong side, Hashem Yerachem. Hashem Yerachem. He is all the time fighting with himself. He has no sheket, no, all the time very much into the material world.
Sorry, fighting with himself?
Yeah.
Thank you.
He likes to chase after olam hazeh, money and homes and cars. He likes wealth. Selfish. Very selfish. get hurt very fast. And he has an ego, wow, 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 wow. All the way up. You see, the good side is very good, and the bad side is very bad. Take notes, and we're going to discuss it when we're going to get further down. Tet, Tova, Tuvia. Which names?
Tamar.
No, that's tough.
Oh, tough.
Hatara,
Photo, no?
Zipporah, Bitet. Tet is completely something else. Here we go, Tet. She always worried not about herself or himself, about other people. Very adin. You know what adin means? Gentle, delicate, very charming, giving, very happy, full of chesed, her heart or his heart, so good. Warm person, loving person, and all the time he gets all the attention wherever he goes or wherever she goes. What a good letter Tet, right?
Yeah, but not much names.
Tuvia.
That's why it's good letter.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
זה למה זה שם טוב.
Best
או טוב.
qualities.
Quality, no quantity.
Exactly.
Rabbi, I'm sorry. What about Talia? What about Talia? Talia?
Talia, yes.
Is it?
It's a new name that we don't like.
But it's Jewish name, no?
What?
It's a Jewish name.
Tal.
What does it mean?
Do. Rabbi, why you don't like this name? I mean, not you, I mean in general, we.
Where is it written in the Torah? Talia. I'll tell you where it's written in the Gemara. Talia is the Aramaic. It's a young sheep. Do you want your daughter to say meh all day long? That's Talia.
Didn't someone say that Rachel means sheep also? I once heard that.
Yael as well, right?
You see, when Yaakov Avinu he gave names to the tribes, every name had a meaning into it. Sheep he didn't call. The donkey he called. Lion he called. Wolf he called. he knows what he was saying. According to the child, what he came to represent. Example, what Abba will call his child and nickname a donkey. Issachar, that was the Talmid Chacham of Yaakov, his father told him, Issachar, Chamor Garem. Issachar, you Chamor. What? And this is a blessing before Abba going to this world. That's a blessing. What Yaakov wanted to say. He said, Issachar, I want you to have the mentality of a donkey. What does it mean? When the donkey wants to rest, is he taking the packages off his back or he is going down with the packages? Did you see once a donkey going to rest?
No.
No. A horse, if he wants to rest, he needs everything off his back.
Yeah, donkey, keep it.
Donkey, keep. So Yaakov blessing to Issachar was, even when you're going to vacation, leave the Torah on your back. The Torah will always go with you. Some people going to vacation, they forget already where they are, and they're going to the beaches, and they're going to restaurants which are not that kosher. Say, okay, we're going to eat only salad and fish. Chas v'shalom, no meat. The packages are off.
So why is Yisachar not a popular name?
Issachar is a very nice name. We don't like it because it's not modern.
Rabbi, let's say there's someone who was given a name Nimrod.
Don't say it.
So should the or a girl's name that's not an evil name, but it's just like not a regular Jewish name. Should she have her name changed?
Of course, change. This is not to add name. This is to change the name.
Now, let's say it's not a evil name like a Rasha. It's just like it's nothing from a Jewish source, like Jessica, or something like that.
Maybe you can tell me, educate me a little bit, me that I don't know too much, what Jessica means.
I don't know. I'm just saying, let's say, Nekadam.
Nekadam means Tova.
So, like, should the person actually get their name changed?
If her name is what? Jessica?
Nekadam, or Jessica, or
Jason. I know a lot of young generation call the kids Jason.
Not by the Berit.
Shemi Azor.
Or Imbal.
Inbal. Also, it's a new name.
Right. So should people like that?
What?
So should people like that change their name?
Not change. Add. A Nimrod you have to change.
Right. And then does the Ketubah have to change?
Matan you have to change.
Right. Yeah, because that was Avodah Zarah.
Matan is not a good name, and I hear many people calling their kids Matan.
Right.
You have to
And
change your son's name if his name's Matan, even
Matan will become Nathan.
Nathan. Yes. How do you change it? What's the process to change it? Just start calling him that? Is that it?
Yes.
Do you have to do anything in front of like anything more formal? No.
Yeah, you can go to shul and speak to the Rabbi Chick-Chack. He'll do it. But yeah,
Rabbi, so what does it mean, Matan Torah?
that's not what you meant when you call him this name. Okay?
No, I mean, what does that mean?
Hashem gave the Torah.
Right.
It's a time that Hashem gave that. But we have in the Navi one of the false prophecy that we had, a big one. His name was Matan. This name you have to erase. It's not good.
What if the child has a Hebrew name and this is only like the almost more secular name? Do you still have to change it or no?
What Hebrew name?
Matanya.
Matanya?
Yeah.
Interesting. Matanya is from the Torah.
Yeah.
I have to see if it's a good one or not. If my memory is still it's good, it's a good name.
Okay.
But since today nobody calls this name.
Very unique name.
Very.
It's the Hebrew name. The secular name's Matan. Okay.
Meaning it's Matan is Matana from Hashem. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this name is in the Navi. Mm-hmm. Matanya. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But since it's not a common name, we don't want this child to be embarrassed, the people, the kids, they like to laugh.
Right.
So.
Rabbi, that's Matanya with a mem, right? Not Natanya with a nun.
Matanya, mem.
Thank you.
Netanya actually was called on a person, his name was Nathan.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
How about it's Nathaniela? It's not girl's name, no?
Nathaniela is not good. Every boy's name that you put hey there, stay away from this.
Samuel, is it a Jewish name? Samuel.
Samuel, it's Shmuel.
Shmuel, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So I always thought it was only if the person is like deathly ill was it to change or add a name. But if it's for mazal, then can you change it if like the person doesn't have a good mazal, like the person like for 10 years was never pregnant or something? Can you add a name to that?
Usually when she's not conceiving, we adding a name Leah. Okay. Or
do we have to always add a name? Can we just change the name?
You cannot change name. Changing name is not something easy.
What if nobody ever called the person by the name anyway?
What do you mean?
Like, let's say, I don't know, there was a, like, I have a name. My people call me by my Persian name, Shiva.
Yeah.
Nobody ever called me by my Hebrew name. And it was just a name that was chosen like a few years ago, but I don't like it. Can I just change it? Instead of adding, can I just change it? I guess not on the Ketubah, nobody called me and nobody really knows, you know?
What they write on your ketubah?
They wrote Shiva.
Shiva?
Yeah, because I didn't have a Jewish name. They just wrote my Persian name. I never had a Jewish name.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, I heard Shiva was in the Gemara that's a word.
Shiva?
Yeah, Kurang told me it means a spark, that it's mentioned in the Gemara, but it's also an Indian god.
Shiva is a spark?
Yeah, Kurang told me in the Gemara it means a spark.
Indian name is Shiba.
Right. When I meet Indian people, they told me it's a god. And my mother told me in Persian it means charming.
It's not Indian god name, it's a statue.
Rob, I read that the fast of Tammuz, they also called the fast of Shiva, Shiva, fast of Tammuz.
So we don't want to call her fast of. I don't think she deserves it.
It's different spelling in Hebrew. No, it's different spelling in Hebrew.
Idol. Okay.
Right. Maybe Shiva.
Right. So one rabbi suggested a name I texted you a few years ago, and Puran gave me this name by the Torah, but I never really liked the name.
What was it?
It was Sarah Ruchama.
You don't like it?
You know what the problem is? That my mother doesn't like the name Sarah, so I can never tell her that I made that as a Jewish name because she would get so mad.
Okay, so how about Batsheva?
So I like Batsheva, right? So my question is, can I just change it or do I have to add it?
Your name is Batsheva, Sarah, Ruchama.
It has to be all three?
If they're going to make you Mishaberach, they should use all three, but people should call you Batsheva.
I see. Okay. All right. So then.
Very nice name, very good name. The wife of David Amelech, the mother of Shlomo Amelech. She is the continuation of the Mashiach.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Okay. Okay, so I could have my name Batsheva, but I still have to keep Sarah Ruchama.
Yeah. So.
And what about the Ketubah?
That's a good question. I think we have to change it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Because some saying at the time that they wrote it, that was your name, you know?
Yes.
So why we have to change it? It's an argument, so I'll say to change a ketubah, it takes, 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can I ask you something quick?
Yeah, quick.
On my tuba is my Hebrew name is Israel, but on my tuba it says my Russian name. Should I change that to Hebrew name?
What they wrote in the ketubah?
They put, I think, Valera.
Valera?
Yeah. Don't hurt me.
Well, why is it that some Rabbeim, they say that we should say the name that we're being called by? Like, this is what our parents keep saying, unfortunately. Some of the Rabbeim tell them, like, Like if their name is like Valera, like you said, it should be Valera de Mikre Israel. Like, what does that mean?
I'll tell you where is the mistake. They think that they're writing a get. When you're writing a get, every name that you have, they have to put it down. Okay? If your name is, I don't know what, Natasha, or let's say they call you Miriam, but what they call you Maria. Some call you this name, some call you Miri, some call you Mira, but your real name was Miriam. In the get, they have to put everything. Miriam, the mitkare Mira, the mitkare Miri, the mitkare, I don't know what, all kind of
Well,
names.
also when a person passes away, the same thing on the tombstone?
No.
No, it has to be the Jewish name only?
Only the Hebrew name. Only.
Only the Hebrew name. I got
Only.
you. Okay.
So now,
So
on the
Bemikre is
on the
so Bemikre
Ketubah,
is basically AKA.
on the Ketubah, you write only the Jewish name. That's what I do. My name is this and that. Hello, what is your Jewish name?
But not just the Ketubah. What about like when it's Refuah Shlema or something else?
So you want to mention the Goyish name?
That's what they're saying. This is what some Rabbeim are saying.
Yes, I heard this too.
They say, okay, but tell me what you're called. Let's say my mom. She says her name that we call her, which is not her Jewish name. And then they take that and then they say Demikret, her Jewish name. That's what I'm not understanding why they do this.
I cannot answer for them.
Right.
Rabbi, my mom also, when she passed away 11 years ago, her name was, when we moved from Russia to Israel, her name was Frecho. And in Israel, the name helped Frida.
Frida?
Yes, yes. So when my brother saying Kaddish, they're saying Frecho, במקרה Frida.
לא צריך Frida. Again.
לא צריך Frida?
No. Again. I told you from the beginning, before we started, the neshama is made from the 22 letters of Aleph Bet. And the 5 otiyot, the end one, the mem, and the nun, the tzadik, and the fei, and the chaf. Together is 27. 27 in a number means zach, pure. You have to use the Jewish name in order for the neshama to purify, to connect bechlal to the pipe. Name is 340. Pipe, which in Hebrew we said tzinor, is also 340. So your name has to go through the pipe. If you're saying Ludmila, Natasha, Frida, Jessica, is not going through the pipe. Is not going.
What about Ella?
Same thing. It's not going through the pipe. It is not.
So all these years, the Kaddish that they've been saying for my mom, הלך לבטל, כאילו,
Why?
ספר?
What is her name?
אמרתי, זה פרחו במקרה פרידה, they used to say it.
But they said, פרחה.
Yeah.
נו, גמרנו, זהו.
Okay.
Frecha got into the pipe. Frida was there saying bye-bye. Like in the airport.
I'm sorry,
Thank
can
you.
you repeat the whole pipe part again? Sorry.
Okay.
I got the 27.
Shem, which is name, right? Shem is 340. Mem is 40. Shin is 300. Is 340. Okay? Now, why do we need to name you? Tzino is a pipe. Tzino is a pipe. Through your name, everything that you do over here through the pipe will go all the way up. Okay? Because
if there is
your
no
root
Jewish,
of the neshama is up there, is not here. The roots of the neshama is up. We only the fruits came here. So whatever we suck over here, it goes all the way up. Exactly the opposite from the tree. Adam Etz Hasadeh. The tree working the opposite. It takes from the land and it goes all the way up to the fruit. We working the opposite. From the fruit, it's going all the way up to the root. So we need a pipe for this, right? Pipe, we're saying in Hebrew, tzino. Tzadik is 90, Nun is 50, Resh is 200. How much is it?
340.
340. So the name is the pipe to connect you to your root of the neshama. Ludmila will not get connected. Jessica will not get from. Isabella.
So what about Fricho?
Frecha is a Jewish name.
Ah.
What about Mekadam? I guess.
You have to call it, it's like.
And what if we say Jessica Rahel, Rabbi?
Rachel will go inside, Jessica will stay.
Okay. And Diana, Rabbi.
Diana is.
Rabbi, Ilana is not a good name because Ilan and Ilana? No, huh?
So let's say if the people are not calling you by your Jewish name, the pipe is not there.
At least somebody from the family should call you at least once a day or once a week to remind you that your name is Jew. And you can say to people, it's not my name. Why can't you say it? Excuse me, this is not my name. This is my name. You say it once, everybody knows already.
Rabbi,
my time is up. It's very late.
Thank you, Rabbi.
We're going to continue with the letter.
Yud?
No, we have to do the negative. We didn't do negative.
We didn't do the
The
negative.
negative, okay. The negative will be Gavtanut, ego, very tempered person, very tempered, and very much lacking self-confidence.
For which name again?
Yes, negative side.
That, the negative side. All the good will go to the other side and will be something that we don't want.
Rabbi, I'm sorry, can you repeat please? You said very temper person and very much what?
Lack of self-confidence.
Ego.
And ego. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Good night. Thank you, Rabbi.
As usual, I'll see you
Thank you, Rabbi.
Good night,
Thank
Rabbi.
you,
Rabbi.
Jeremy. Beautiful. Thank
tomorrow
you.
at 9 o'clock in Yirtzeh Hashem.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you. Good
Could you
night.
please post
Thank you,
this
Rabbi
shur?
Haimoff.
If anybody can post this shur, please.